morning from Learning How. It is early in the morning. It is like 6 a.m. because we have a really busy day today. We are now entering the Baroque period. It is from the 1600s to 1750. Baroque music is known for to be much more dramatic and elaborate and ornate, which has more trills and just more decorative sounding pieces. The orchestra is larger and it's also more organized than it was compared to the Renaissance period. This time during the Baroque period, art is known for the emotional pieces. It appeals to the person's heart. It's much more emotional. There's dramatic scenes. The scenes have movement, and often there's more contrast between light and shadows. Also, the scenes are more outside, not just inside like portraits. Now we're including lots of outside scenes, landscapes.
Vivaldi was born in 1678 and died in 1741. He lived in Italy.
Here is a picture of Antonio Vivaldi. You can glue this into your student booklet. And he is from Italy. At this time in history, which is not mentioned into your student guide, two big things are happening in the world. First, in 1689, Peter the Great becomes the Tsar of Russia. And in 1707, the United Kingdom of Great Britain is formed, which include England, Wales, Scotland. They all joined together by Parliamentary Act of Union. Vivaldi grew up in a very musical family. At first, his dad was a baker, which sounds pretty yummy, doesn't it? If your dad's a baker, maybe you get to have leftovers. But then his dad became a musician, and his dad was his first teacher. After Vivaldi learned to become a violinist, he became a priest at the Catholic Church. And he was also then hired to work for a Catholic orphanage for girls. Vivaldi was known as the Red Priest, probably because he had fiery red hair.
He did?
He did. You can now cut out your picture of your violin to talk about Vivaldi's first piece. It is called the Concerto alla Rustica. It was written between 1720s and the 1730s. This is the concerto for the orchestra without soloists, and it's one of his most well-known pieces. Maybe you've heard it somewhere. Vivaldi wrote over 400 concertos, and so he is a virtuoso, which means it's a person that is highly skilled in music or some other artistic skill. So when you listen to this song, what do you notice? Do you hear that the tempo gets faster, maybe slower? How does the mood feel?
It sounds like it's kind of like, I'm not 100% sure.
Do you feel like sitting still when you're listening to this?
No.
No, neither. It's very moving, isn't it? I messed up. It's not the violin that goes with the first song. It's this picture. Sorry.
Now it's kind of slowing down.
It is. The next two songs that are featured in our student guide are part of a four-part movement, really. It's kind of like four songs all in one. It's called Vivaldi's Four Seasons. So we know our seasons are, what are the four seasons?
January, February.
No, those are the months. What are the seasons?
Spring, fall,
Summer,
and then
winter. So our student guide features both the spring and the winter. So you can glue those into your books. And we'll talk about those briefly, but we are currently in our autumn season. So we're gonna talk about that one. That's what our lesson's gonna be mostly about. It's about the autumn part of the concerto. So the word concerto is a song that features a solo instrument that is accompanied by the orchestra, and it usually has a three-part movement. So, which means that the speed of the song sounds different. So it goes fast, then slower, then fast again. So for the 4 seasons, each concerto features music that reminds us of the season, so the spring, summer, fall, winter. And also, which is very unusual for this time, Vivaldi wrote sonnets for each one. I'm going to include links to our page. Okay, now we're going to talk about our 4th and final song from Vivaldi. Now you can glue your last picture into your student guide, because we're going to talk about Gloria in D. This is what it sounds like. We listen to it while we learn. I think you've probably heard this song also. So it was most likely written in 1715. Vivaldi wrote most of his music when he taught at the girls' orphanage in Italy. And this is where he wrote this piece. He wrote this piece on a manuscript, and it laid at the orphanage untouched, forgotten, in a stack of other papers. And after he died, it was lost. It was just pushed together with a bunch of papers and not discovered until the 1920s, which is fairly recently. So hundreds of years it went by without this song being discovered. Manuscript is a piece of music that is written by hand. Listen to this song. Make sure you listen really well. Out of all of the songs that we've heard today from Vivaldi, this is the only one that has the brass family in it. So listen. Now for learning how, this is your activity for today. You are going to draw what you like to do in fall time, in autumn. And so you can draw something maybe your family has done this
the one
year.
from our school?
No, not your buddy Autumn, but no, not your buddy, but what this fall time, the season. And so we're gonna listen to the Autumn Concerto from the 4 seasons from Vivaldi, while we draw what we like to do in fall time. So you can draw something that you like to do. Maybe you can draw a scenery that you've seen that makes you really moved, or maybe something you do as a family together, whatever comes to mind for fall time. What are you gonna draw?
That is really creepy.
Is it for Halloween? Oh, that's what you draw then.
I'm doing trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treating, that's a great purple.
Because I love getting candy.
Maybe you don't need to draw a picture. Maybe you can take an actual picture of what this song makes you think of when you hear it for fall time. I think of one of my favorite memories from growing up as being young and playing in my backyard and raking up all of the leaves, making this humongous pile, and then jumping into it and playing all day long with my sisters in the pile of leaves.
Subscribe to our channel, big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can hear our newest episodes. So stay tuned. See you guys later. Bye.